crowd here at Princess Auto Stadium. The Riders won the toss. They have deferred. They will kick off. The Bombers at 8-8 will get the football first, coming off a 5-point loss at Commonwealth to the Edmonton Elks last week. Brett Lother to get it started. Friday night football in Winnipeg in the third meeting of the season between these two rivals. Trey Babel, always dangerous on the return as he gets it to the 35 and cuts back over the 40. And about the 43, ball's loose. Riders say they have it. Babel on the return. They discuss right now. It is Saskatchewan football. His second start of the season since coming over from Calgary after 4 seasons with the Stamps. Starting with a flea flicker. Looking deep right away and open. But no, Demario Houston arrives late. It's Jack Cohn in for short yardage now for the Riders. Takes it and breaks the plane for the Saskatchewan touchdown. To this game, fumble off the kickoff, pass interference and the flea flicker, the touchdown by Cohn, and then the point after by Brett Lother behind Saskatchewan in the West. And this the second last weekend of the regular season, still a lot to be decided. Babel again, second kick return of this game. The last one resulted in a fumble. He gets it up to the 29. So now we will see.
You know, he kind of had 3 times as many touchdowns as interceptions.
Faking the handoff, throwing it first down, completes it too. And that is Gavin Cobb, inserted into the lineup with the injury to Nick Dembski. So they get Cobb involved with that play, getting a first down. 1st and 10 at the Winnipeg 46. Collaros quickly off to the right, and it is knocked away. It's actually Antoine Brooks knocking it down. Blitz coming. Collaros quickly getting it away, intended for Kevin Sklarcias with the coverage from C.J. Rivas.
Position, and sure enough, the ball was on its way.
Tried to time it out a little bit too early, though. So first down by penalty, and the first carry there from Brady Oliveira. The Saskatchewan 46 and a 2nd and 2. Chris Strebler is in. Short yardage specialist Chris Strebler works his way through, and the third first down of this drive for Winnipeg as the Sticks will move again. With more touches the following week in the Banjo Bowl. Both victories by Saskatchewan. Faking to Oliveira. Throwing. Caught. And another first down, too.
As a free agent.
Collaros to throw again. Deeper ball. To the end zone. Touchdown. Ontario Pokey Wilson. What an amazing catch last week in Edmonton. As the first big catch of this game for a Winnipeg touchdown.
6 points just the same at a critical time for the Bombers here.
And the point after from Sergio Castillo ties this ball game. Team from Collaros to tie the score with the kickoff from Castillo now. On the Rider return, Mario Alford across the 30, 35. He's got something going midfield and more for Mario Alford. Well, more on that Wilson touchdown last week. Let's set it down and say hello to Britt Dort.
He could come up with when he saw Wilson after was how, which we're all still asking how 20 times after watching it.
Absolutely. Questions been asked a lot. Their first meeting of the year back September. Passing. Jake Mayer gets caught. It's a first down to the 25. And that is Sean.
To Keyshawn Johnson's spot with Bain back in the lineup.
Again, receiver depth. Saskatchewan has that. Back to Anderson. He started left, wanted to turn it up, but it's going. The Riders clinching first in the West. They're giving their prize starting quarterback a rest tonight. Oh, timed up perfectly. Coming in is Jay Person. Bad points for the Riders, and he does. Past the midway point of the first quarter from their own 40. 8-8 record coming in. Playoff spot still not clinched. Throwing off to the right. Coming back to the football is Pokey Wilson, who got the touchdown earlier. Up across their 50. And a first down and back to Brady Oliveira. And stuffed after a couple of yards. Nelson Lacombo. Lots missing from the Riders secondary. They've had to make changes. Rest some players. Pressure on Collaros. He gets away. And then dumps it off to Oliveira, who does some good work after and a nice little hurdle as well. They got a first down. Winnipeg into the Rider zone they go. Out of the 35 right hash. First down Winnipeg. Back to Oliveira. Patiently looking for an opening, works his way through, breaks a tackle, and a good pickup by Oliveira. After that pickup by Oliveira inside the 30. Toss pass inside, and it's Jarrett Stearns, the ex-Rider, down near the end zone. It'll be a 1st and goal coming up for Stearns, who was injured. Ball cancels out. And the scrimmage just outside the 5. Oliveira just works it inside the 5. A short pickup on this 1st and goal. Gets it down, but just couldn't sustain it. Ultimately lost that game by 4. 2nd down. Strebler in. Fakes to Oliveira. Chris Strebler tosses it away. Closest receiver was Wilson, but not close enough to him. But just couldn't sustain it. Ultimately lost that game by 4. 2nd down. Strebler in. Fakes to Oliveira. Chris Strebler tosses it away. Closest receiver was Wilson, but not close enough to him. 41 of 47. 87.2% made. Note down and kicked it through, and once again, the Bombers answer back.
But that's going to, again, cause a lot of problems for future D coordinators to prep for this.
Interesting. So, Rider offense showing something early here. 10-10 tie, and going to work again is Jake Mayer. And that one goes a little bit too high for Tommy Neal.
Battled injuries throughout this year. But he's kind of fighting perhaps for a spot on that playoff roster.
So here's Mayer again, throwing again, and knocked away, would be coming in. The first possession that ends up stalling and needing a punt here. Jesse Murko, Rider punter, getting it away to Trey Vavel inside the 25. Vavel up across the 35 and going out of bounds.
That ear hole shot.
3rd possession. They've scored in the first 2, but starting deeper in their zone, Brady Oliveira, and has to work hard just to get 3 yards. Tough up front. Ali Saad, the rookie, got his first sack of his CFL career against Winnipeg back on Labor Day. Big day for the Rider D-line that day. Lara's time. Oh, open receiver. Deeper over the middle, but can't hang on. That's Jarrett Stearns that way. In traffic, but can't secure the catch. 3rd down, and the Bombers will have to punt at the end of 1 quarter.
Big hit in 2020.
For MGK. And exciting news this week as he'll perform at the half right here at Princess Auto Stadium. Both these teams would love to be playing in this game. Saskatchewan ended up taking over the starting position in the last couple of years with the Stampeders, and signing on with Saskatchewan, Mario Anderson, nowhere to go. Right a cramp. Hardly moved at all on that one in the play by Cranton. Jake Mayer. With time, nearly ran out of it. He takes off. Jake Mayer on the run, and then sort of slides as he gets up close to a 1st down. It'll be very close. 2nd quarter. Whistles blow. Crowd picking up 1st and 15. Throwing to the right and coming in to defend Del Duncan Busby. Finally getting a victory here at Princess Auto. Tie game. Pressure on Mayer, and they've got him. Jake Mayer is sacked. Goes down way back inside the Saskatchewan 25, and the Riders will have to punt. 3rd and 28. Standing around the 10 is Murko. Vavel at his own 30. Trey Vavel set up around the 45.
Or on the road, it's not so much about the travel of being on the road that's an issue, but they love having these fans behind them.
Wish that they could take them with them anywhere they went.
He's made some big plays since getting an opportunity to be turned loose there.
Loss of 5. 2nd and 15. Polaris wanted to take off, but he tripped. Mario Alford will take this one. He had a 54-yard kick return that led to a field goal in the 1st quarter. Bobbles that punt return. Looks like he barely got it back. No, that was an opportunity for Winnipeg.
We want people to know there's a new king in town in the West.
He was adamant about that, Brett. Absolutely, thank you. And see with the toque, very nice. Looks like you're getting ready for some playoff football now, too. Could finish anywhere from 2 to 4 to even out of the playoff next. Deep shot, Mayer. And that's for Sean Bain with Evan Holm right with him, stride for stride, incomplete. 3rd and 5. Jesse Murko. Down to 8 minutes to go until halftime in a 10-10 tie. Ray Babel, oh, he is met by Benoit Marion. You know they'll be watching Edmonton after that, see what happens. And on that first down, Brady Oliveira managed to grind his way up.
Feeling pretty good, even with a slightly watered down Saskatchewan lineup.
It's a little pitch inside to Pokey Wilson and going around the left. And he needed that yardage and a little bit more to get a first down.
This has kind of been history for Matthew Betts in the CFL.
So without Ontario Wilson, who is sitting out for at least 3 play. 2nd and 10 from the 46 Bombers. Clock ticking towards halftime. Flag is out in a 3-man rush. Collaros steps up, decides to take off, and lunges forward. This team scored in their first 2 possessions. Not since then. Now getting late in the second half. There's another catch. That's the 3rd catch for Gavin Cobb.
A threat as a receiver.
Did some of that with the Edmonton Elks too. His first CFL stop. Oliveira still going. Pushing his way down closer.
Got to recognize what's happening in front of you.
From the Saskatchewan 42, 4-man rush. Flag is out, and the ball is caught down at the 20. It would have been down around the 20 of the Riders, back out outside the 45 and a 1st and 15. Dumping it off Oliveira, and a beautiful job coming in to make that play is Jameer Thurman, the veteran middle linebacker.
The wall that's forming to make the play.
You heard him, Britt talked about, really motivated to hurt the Bombers here in the standings. A deep look, it is no, it's not dropped. It would have been out of bounds anyway. Oh, Shinetti, he's busy with soccer, he's busy with football. Always a busy man. Halftime coming up. You've got the panel tonight. And on that punt, it takes a roll. It heads into the end zone. Talking about special teams. That's been a difference in this one, Luke. For many years, Luke, special teams been a trademark for Winnipeg.
Totally, Rob. And again, I really think a lot of it's flukes. Obviously, Alford on the return there. He's a tremendous return. So I think if you put him on the short field, this game will break open soon.
So just over 2 minutes, and that's Sean Bain on that 1st and 20. You saw the
Winnipeg legend, Riders running back coach, about the work he has done with Mario Anderson this season.
So 2nd and 19, screening it to Bertrand Dawn.
It's not as if this is a skeleton roster.
No. And the punt from Murko for Trey Babel at the 30. Here we go. Cuts it back. Good return. No slouch on special teams either.
CFL's most outstanding special teams player this year.
And had some time on defense as well, starting at boundary corner. They had moved things around in the Riders secondary, had moved to safety after spending much of the season at nickel linebacker. Running again, plowing through down to about the 47 with 47 ticks left in the clock until halftime. And we do have a 3rd down coming up here for Winnipeg, just a couple of yards shy. Lots of beef up front. Strebler on the keeper and didn't get much. He had to get to the 45. And their late chance to see if they can take the lead at halftime. Here's Jake Mayer, empty backfield quickly, and it's caught. And just across the 50 is Tommy Neild. Need to get a little closer. Brett Lawther is hit from 59 this year. To the right again. That'll certainly get them close enough to try it. That's a Joe with his first catch. Down to the 42. Quickly again as the clock ticks. We got 5 seconds on it. A little closer. Set it up nicely for Lawther. Tommy Neild catching there.
Gives Saskatchewan an opportunity to get those points instead.
From the 42 for the lead. And it is good. Sergio Castillo to kick it off from the Winnipeg 30. Second half underway. Friday Night Football in Winnipeg, Week 20. Mario Alford with the ball in the return. And another good return for Alford. Get it up close to the 40.
And then that limited traction for the Riders.
Led to a big pass interference, though. Fumbled ball. Bombers have it. Still scrambling for it. It's not done yet. Does Saskatchewan actually get it back? It is Winnipeg football. That's a turnover they desperately need.
But for the other team.
Yeah, at the 29 at Saskatchewan, so Winnipeg has a chance here. Golden opportunity, a hard hit, and Oliveira, he just spins, sloughs it off. Only needing a yard at most last time out. Late in the first half, they needed 2, they didn't get it. Turned it over, Strevler keeping it. It looks like he'll have more than enough to move the sticks. Keep this going on that second down and short.
To win your last couple games.
From the Saskatchewan 18 and a 1st and 10. And it is caught and down near the 10, and that's Jarrett Stearns. Got it down close to a touchdown in the first half. Set up goal to go. There's Collaros. Flushed out. Pump fake. And he gets tackled nicely. It is Antoine Brooks Jr. coming in and taking him. Sergio Castillo. One kick, a 12-yarder. So his second field goal try. Castillo can hit the long ones, 50 plus. We didn't get a final score in that one. Played at the half. Here's Jake Mayer. High snap quickly and off to the right. It's Sean Bain. And he patiently waits and finds a little bit of room up the sideline, and that pickup on first down for Saskatchewan. Had been their top receivers you saw a couple of years ago. They are deep in that position and need to be right now as well. There's another one too. Del Duncan Busby, very deep in Canadian receiving talent as well.
Found more opportunities in this game. Duncan Busby, 3rd-round pick a year ago.
It's in the hands of Mario Anderson. Was injured earlier and back in, and 29 yards only and a couple of touchdowns, but it was 2 touchdowns scored in one big day against Winnipeg back in Labor Day at Mosaic. Stepping up is Mayer. Wants to dish it off, but instead he takes off. And Jake Mayer, not enough for a first down. He gets it. Another Australian punter. The Pro Kick Academy from the 50. And Babel watching that one. Just heads down beautifully, down around the 2.
Or maybe one where guys step up in his absence. And that was something Collaros also echoed, saying he needs every guy on the field to know their job here tonight. So, Dwayne, I'm going to let you be the judge.
Yeah. And you saw the injury of the hamstring. It was actually on the play. One of the interceptions in Edmonton, J.J. Ross got it. A little bit short for Dembski, and you could see him pulling up lame there. Now, with that hamstring injury, ball comes out, caught and down. And Carrick Wheatfall, they get to continue this drive instead of having to punt it away. Successful challenge. Faking and thrown in behind now to Stearns, who manages to get a yard.
Riders happy to bring him in.
Limits him just to a gain of a yard. Pressure coming at Collaros. He steps up, gets free for a moment, but not enough for a first down. Gets across the 20. And Sheehan to punt. And he chases Alford back inside his 40. Mario Alford with the ball. 45. Good tackle coming in there on teams by Jalen Smith, the rookie bomber. Just up across the 46.
As well as just getting a few more yards if they were going to be forced to punt the ball. They didn't want to hand Saskatchewan 3 points.
From the Saskatchewan 47. That's the first catch of this game by the veteran receiver Mitch Picton, who takes it to about the 52. Approaching midfield on the 2nd down and 5. Off to the left. Caught. First down. Back-to-back plays to Mitch Picton.
Reset the sticks and away they go.
Riders have a stable of experienced receivers, even with their top 3 not playing in this game tonight. Time for Mayer. Can't find anyone. Jake Mayer finally does throw it, and right down to the sideline, and caught there by Picton. By Mitchell Picton. And whistle blowing with the snap of the football and a flag coming out just inside the Winnipeg 30.
Getting now with others out of the lineup.
They are rich at receiver if everybody is healthy. 3-man rush. Winnipeg 35. That's caught, and that time's another young Canadian receiver in Del Duncan Busby with So here we go for the Winnipeg 21. 2nd and 1, no. Going backwards that time. James Vaughters is the one spearheading that tackle in the rain here in Winnipeg. This is a seesaw game. Close to give Saskatchewan the lead again. And this one only from the 23. And Lother is 3 for 3.
In any way, shape, or form, get the rock in his hands.
Well, he has 12 carries for 52 yards, but not getting it here.
Dude, laying out for that ball in the TSN parking lot years ago.
Our resident star receiver, Luke Wilson. Right?
I did, but I was hoping to go through Brady, not necessarily.
Right, exactly. Well, here we go now, and it's knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
Operating an offense in the CFL, but it kind of shows they're trying to go to some lengths to try and get a spark here.
Pressure, and Collaros gets it away, nearly intercepted.
For AJ, had he been able to hold on to that one.
Jamison Sheehan with the punt. No doubt slick conditions down in the field now with all this rain coming. Now certainly don't tell the Riders this is a nothing game. They lead it right now by 2. Got momentum on their side. Jake Mayer been eating up lately too. There is Tommy Neild. A catch and a first down across the 45. That's 11 straight completions all of a sudden. Riders looking for their 13th win of the season. Lead the way by 2, and they have the ball, and it's Mayer. Completes another one. That's 12 straight completions for Jake Mayer. That one to Dell Duncan Busby.
For him and other backups to get these reps in now.
Throwing it again, and that time no. It's a matter of Willie Jefferson standing in the way, as he's wont to do in these situations. If they don't win this game, they would be a crossover team. They'd be heading east for the playoffs. Lots of possibilities still to go in the West here in the second last weekend. A beautiful punt there. If they don't win this game, they would be a crossover team. They'd be heading east for the playoffs. Lots of possibilities still to go in the West here in the second last weekend. A beautiful punt there.
Well-deserved contract extensions.
Kicks in after the 2026 season. So Collaros faking the handoff, dumping it off to Stearns, who gets tripped up and manages to get up to, well, close to the 9.
Over 100 yards if they're going to get anything to.
Call it 2nd and 6. Pressure on Collaros, who tries to escape. He doesn't get enough for a first down, and they're deep in their zone, shy of the 10. Well,
A Mario Alford return, whereas Trey Babel hasn't been part of the mix on the last couple punts.
And Alford on the hop. He takes it around the 45 of the Riders and up across midfield. Be a nightmare for quarterbacks when he gets those hands up. Jack Cohn out of Notre Dame, 3rd on the depth chart. Nice to have a backup in Mayer, who's got 46 CFL starts under his belt. And now Cohn getting a taste of the action and coming in. Cam Allen on a Joe in this game in the 3rd and 12. It's Merkel again. Lower punt. And reasonably well placed. Wanted it a little bit deeper, though, as it heads about at the 23. Making life hard for him. Winnipeg 24, 1st and 10. Deep shot, Collaros. He was looking there for Wheatfall.
Roland Milligan.
2nd and 10 at the Winnipeg 24. Off to the left, and no, it looked like he just got away from Collaros there. Not even close.
Almost looked as if his arm may have been nicked there as he looked to throw that one.
To no avail. Jamison Sheehan on, and a good punt. Inside the 30 is Alford. And a good tackle. And special teams as well from Michael Ayers, the special teams tackles leader.
Mark Mueller told us he's convinced they shrunk his in the wash before they gave it to him because apparently it's just a little tight.
Too much eating? There we go now. It's incomplete there. Evicted what we saw let it eat.
And the Saskatchewan Roughriders have demonstrated they ain't going home anytime soon.
2nd and 10 now. Jack Cohn at quarterback, Saskatchewan. Deep. And a little struggle for it. Jamal Parker for Winnipeg. And Mitch Picton for Saskatchewan. And the Riders think the possession should belong to the green and white as they discuss. Goes to the offense and Mitch Picton. So all the way down in that one big play. Cohn, biggest completion. And handing off than Mario Anderson. Cone is mentioned. And that one win, if they can get it there, they get back here to Winnipeg for the Grey Cup. Pressure, Cone got rid of it barely. Intended for Bain. Looking for a little bit more comfort. It's drifting right, and it is wide. So the miss from 49 by Lawther, and Vavel brings it out. Here comes Trey Vavel. The 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and up to the 50 is Vavel. So he gets it back to the point where Lawther kicked the football.
Gaining a few yards in field position on that one.
Well, they need at least a field goal to take the lead again. And here's a sweep with Gavin Cobb. Inserted in with the injury to Nick Dembski, and Cobb. Well, 12 carries, 52 yards. That's it for Oliveira. And throwing again is Collaros. The man in his face, blocking his vision there, and he's down again.
Acting the throw, preventing a completion.
And so despite that great return by Vavel on the missed field goal, the Bombers still have to punt it away. It's Rider football again, and there's a return for Mario Alford up to around the 25 for Saskatchewan, past the halfway point of the fourth quarter.
Is still that, and very difficult for even a veteran like Zach Collaros to play against.
Jack Cone back at quarterback for the Riders. Gets that into Mitch Picton, and a good pickup on first down. Yeah.
Is delivering.
Absolutely, it sure is, and they've been dominating this year. Thrown again, and no, incomplete. Reaching down for it was Duncan Busby. Would have had the first down instead. Coming up, part two of the doubleheader. BC plays Edmonton Elks. They've been in must-win mode for a few weeks now. Here's Vavel, 45, turns that corner. A stiff arm there for DeMarcus Fields, but another good return. But Montreal, that Eastern playoff.
So many intertwined moving parts.
Well, there really are. Garrett Wheatfall stays in bounds. Gets inside the 35. One of the rare bright spots, that play in the second half for Winnipeg. Play action fake. Collaros buys some time. Intercepted. DeMarcus Fields. Coverage on Jareth Stearns. He arrived later. He picked it off.
Interceptions that haunted Winnipeg a week ago.
Here's Jack Cone, Rider football. He takes off. Cone on the run. And Marcus Sales resting him.
Yeah,
Nelson Ocampo.
We mentioned Tavon Campbell had missed a stretch. Just coming back to the lineup tonight.
Here's Cone, first down. Wobbly pass, nearly picked. It's Reddick Ramsey.
Tavon Campbell had missed a stretch. Just coming back to the lineup tonight.
Here's Cone, first down. Wobbly pass, nearly picked. It's Reddick Ramsey. Their nickel linebacker coming.
Montreal will host playoff games.
That's about it. Cone evades the pressure, but again. And next week the Riders host the BC Lions. We still don't know what that'll mean for BC, as they're hoping to host a playoff game. Taking it on the run is Vavel, and a good return again up to midfield. So
explain that to the people, Rod.
I can't explain it. Well, it would take a little while. Ball bursting through. There's Brady Oliveira. Trying to drive down to field goal range, and they're just about there now for Castillo. 3 for 3. And looks like he'll be in range to have a chance here, although pushed back is Oliveira that time. Riders swarming him. Ali Saad, the rookie tackle. They've gone to the Grey Cup 5 years in a row. That first time they were a third-place team. Here's the blitz coming, setting up a screen now to Oliveira. Head of steam. And keeps his feet until he can get down shy of the 30, but the 31, so shy of a first down. Doesn't need much this time around. Chris Trebler. And appears to get it. Crossing the 30. Just had to get to the 30 for the first, so they don't need it to be pretty. They just need the W. Satch 29. And through again. A little bit more as Oliveira works it down.
Try and use as much of this clock as they can.
See if Castillo can win it for them. Oliveira again. Pushing afterwards, Gabe Wallace and Aubrey Miller, but it's down to the 20. This is for the lead with 45 seconds on the clock. Kicked. Good. Perfect night continues for Castillo. We do have a flag out, however. The Bombers do celebrate. taking the 1-point lead, but let's wait and see what this flag is about. This time, and another shot for Castillo. From the 12, from the 23, all short field goal tries for Sergio Castillo, and centered up pretty nicely here. With the clock ticking down, looks like the final play of this game for the win, for the W. And the W gets it. Much needed for their playoff hopes. Castillo with the walk-off field goal, and Winnipeg salvages its third meeting of the season against Corey Mace's Saskatchewan's Roughriders.